Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about the different types of textile design, because you may be wondering, well, I'd love to get into textile design, but what are the different types that exist? So I am just going to refer to some notes on my phone, and I will be sure to share the slides with you. So in my humble opinion, textile design is the most rewarding career that you can have as a creative. So I'm here to help you navigate the world of textile design. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions as you're watching this video. Okay, so what are the main types of textile design? I think when people think of textile designers, a lot of times they think of weavers, and that is one of the very first types of textile design that you can get into. However, weavers are more of textile artists rather than textile designers. So I would call especially fine artists, like I will show you in this slide here, people that are actually weaving and selling their own original woven pieces of art, or more textile artists rather than textile designers. They are creating original pieces of art that aren't necessarily meant to be mass manufactured or mass produced as seen in retail stores. They could be, but that's generally not what a textile artist does. I would think about a textile artist kind of similar to a painter, only instead of using paint, their main medium is going to be yarn and woven textiles. So as a textile designer, you have to think about how you're creating the patterns, the motifs, and the layout, as well as thinking about the construction, the weave, and the product development. But you're not actually weaving the textiles yourself. You're generally sending your ideas to a factory to then be sampled. So when you are designing textiles, you are creating a CAD, or a computer automated design. So, is that right? So you are creating basically a flat file that is then meant to be translated into an actual textile. So how is the factory then supposed to interpret your design? Well, type number 2 is going to be woven designs. So even though you're not a textile artist, you're sending it to the factory to then be woven, which means woven pieces, basically the side of the yarn is showing and the weaves are going in and out between each other. So the number 3 type of textile design is going to be printed designs. Now, people might not think of printing as part of textile design, but it actually is. Now, the piece that's being printed on may be woven. It may be different types of construction. It could be cotton or nylon or things like that. But printed designs is a type of textile design, and it can either be digitally printed or actually screen printed. So those are 2 different types of printed designs. And so as a textile designer, let's say you're designing pillows, a lot of times it's not necessarily going to be a woven pillow. The design might actually be printed onto a cotton fabric, for example. So then you're expected to come up with the design for that, as well as what the weave and the materials will be. So do you want to have piping? Do you want to add pom-poms to your pillows? Things like that. So number 4 is actually embroidered designs. So as a textile designer, embroidery is another type of textile design that you can implement into your designs. So just like I mentioned with pillows, that they could be printed, digitally printed, or even screen printed, they could also be embroidered. So the way the design is being applied is really up to you, and it's not just up to the factory. So that's going to be part of your job as a textile designer. So number 5 is going to be actually tufted designs. And tufted is actually where the ends of the yarn, the actual pile, is sticking up. So like I mentioned, with woven designs, you're seeing the side of the yarn, but in tufted designs, the ends of the yarn are sticking up. So this is going to be applicable in things like velvet fabrics, but it's also applicable in things like rugs. If you see the ends of the yarn actually sticking up out of the rug, then it's probably tufted. So here are some examples that I'll show you of a tufted rug and velvet fabric that you can also create a design on. So the sixth type of textile design is going to be knitted. So knitted is a really huge category. As you can see, I'm wearing this really cute little scarf and it is knitted. And basically what that means is that, let's see if it'll focus. There we go. That the construction is created out of loops. And so of course this is going to be relevant in knitted sweaters and different types of fabrics. There are even actual rugs that are made out of knitting machines, as much as crazy as that sounds, and they don't look like this. However, they are made out of knitted machines, and the loops can actually be cut, so it actually sometimes does look tufted with the ends of the yarns sticking up. So that's another way to achieve a different type of textile design. So there are so many different options for textile designers when you are submitting your samples to the factory. Guys, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you don't know me that well yet, then head over to the Design Tribe Facebook group. I would love to have you become a member. It's a free community. All you have to do is submit your email address and answer 3 questions to join, and you can learn so much more about textile design there, and you can become part of the Design Tribe. So if you're on Instagram, use the hashtag Design Tribe and tag me at Lauren Leslie Studio. I'll see you over on Instagram or in the Design Tribe Facebook group, and make sure to look down in the description to get a little freebie from me. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I love you. Mwah. Bye, guys.